Yeah, good evening. Respected Chairman, the panel delegates, invitees. Basically, I come from the DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. We basically involve in the what you call development of various technologies for the armed forces. And I come from the licensed DRDO cluster lab, where our mandate is providing the combat operational rations to the troops, whether it is Army, Navy or Air Force, and then of course paramilitary forces. And then we also develop various technologies to the civil setup to tackle the issues like post-harvest management and then societal missions. The spaceport program or the Gaganyaan program, DRDO, DFR is not new. When we had the program of 1984 and 1986, DFR, DRDO successfully participated and achieved the critical milestones. So with this brief background, we developed various technologies which for the armed forces. The spin-off or the benefits we are also transferring to the various industries. Coming to the spaceport, the spaceport are the very critical because the last 2 days we are talking about the satellite communication, so many things. The providing the safe, nutritious, palatable food to the astronauts, those who are going to the orbit is very, very critical and essential, because to tackle their nutritional requirement, you need to provide the palatable, safe, nutritious food with a balanced nutrition. Balanced nutrition in the sense carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, and apart from that, it should be easy to use in the space environment. As Dr. Anton mentioned, the environment is very, very different what we see here. How we are drinking the coffee or beverages in the environment is entirely different. So we need to tackle the various issues. So here there are some challenges what the space food when we are developing the technology. We face lot of challenges, particularly the microgravity or the gravitational forces, and then the pressure difference, already he mentioned about that, and then the fragmentation. Suppose you are heating the food product, whether it is a vegetable pulao or any other product, it should not give any fragmentation. The fragments or the particles will not so and choke your communication systems or the electronic systems. So that the fragmentation is also very, very important. And then the physiological stress, the human physiology is entirely different when you go for the orbit. So that also physiological change also you have to take care. And then the day-night shift, and then the change in the sensory perception. What you take coffee, tea, or what you eat in the environment is entirely different, because the sensory perceptions also changes. And then these are some of the physiological challenges we face. One is the weight loss. Of course, whenever you are in the alien environment, the weight loss is very critical, and then fluid shift. From your brain to the bottom, there will be a fluid shift because of the electrolyte imbalances, and then the dehydration. If you are not able to provide the adequate, what you call the water to the astronauts, there will be a dehydration, and then the constipation. There are a lot of electrolyte, particularly the potassium, sodium loss will be there, and then the decreased RBC level, and then of course, what we talk about the space motion sickness. Whenever he is going for the mission, there will be a space motion sickness that medical people will be talking. So whenever we are also talking about the space food and the radiation, the nutrition also plays an important role, because there will be a lot of radiation effect. It will be affecting the astronauts. So we need to provide the adequate antioxidants, which will what you call the scavenge the free radicals which are formed in the environment. And then these are the astronauts' foods. As we mentioned that there are a lot of limitations when we are developing a food technology or the food processing to the astronauts, because the weight volume ratio to be maintained. That's why here 1.72 kg per the astronauts we give as a thumb rule. And then of course 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then beverages, snacks, like that it will come. And then these are some of the issues where we find it the challenges whenever we are developing the space food. It should be a palatable packaging material. Whatever the packaging material we are using, whether it is a flexible pouches or the multi-layer flexible pouches, there should be no flammability, no volatile substances. So all these tests were very, very rigid and critical. And then there are a lot of classification of the food technology when we are developing a space food, particularly the freeze drying, thermostabilized. Thermostabilized in the sense it is what you are seeing in the market, the ready-to-eat products. The MTR product, what you are seeing, it is all the DRDO, DFL technology. We transferred this technology to around 85 industries. You just dip in the hot water for 10 to 15 minutes and then cut open and eat the product. That is called ready-to-eat products. So most of the ISS, that is the International Space Station program and other programs, now they use the ready-to-eat retard pouch technology, whereas the Russian people, they use the canned products, because conventionally they're using the canned products. So these are the some of the classifications, and then these are the some of the history where we have learned the things. So, and then we are talking about the International Space Station also, now multi-purpose vehicle, now they are all transporting the material, whatever it is required. So India is also now thinking going for the these things. And then these are the qualification criteria when we are developing a space food lightweight, because the weight volume ratio is very, very critical. Still we are finding it difficult when we are developing a food product to space technology. So the weight volume and then quick preparation. You cannot have a luxury for preparation for the longer time, because the preparation is very, very critical, because they have to perform several other functions. And then the nutrition adequacy, the nutrition dense without any much problems. And then the stability, when we are talking about the stability, the food product should have a minimum shelf life of 6 to 1.5 years, because the loading and everything we have to take care. That's why we are unable to provide the fresh fruits and vegetables to this the present Gagyan mission. And another thing, the nutritional development also. So as already I mentioned that DFR had a success story in the developing food products in 1984 and 86. So we have the collaboration, and these are the products we have screened and then used for the space food programs in the erstwhile Soviet Union. And then now the DRDO and ISRO has gone into the MOU for the development and delivery of space food programs. That is a space food with different deliverables. So we have the 3 menus or the 3 items for the vegetarian astronauts, and then 3 menus for the non-vegetarian non-vegetarians, which is having vegetarian meals like breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then snacks, beverages, including the black coffee and then black tea. And then we have the potable water, because as already mentioned that water is very, very critical. So we provide 2 liter water per astronauts, that in 250 ml pouches, because the drinking I will explain later. And then waste dispensing water dispensing system, because you cannot drink water in the bottle, or you cannot drink water in the glass bottle. So we are providing the water dispensing system also. And then food warming system, because we Indians, what the concept of the Prime Minister is the Desi foods. So when we are providing the Desi foods, he has to eat the product in the hot condition. So 55 to 60 degrees Celsius, he has to warm the product and he has to heat. So we are providing the food warming system. And then cutlery, of course, the cutlery, the spoon, fork, whatever we are providing to the astronauts, it has to meet all the stringent environmental criteria. And then food and water storage bags, where to store these items in the crew module, that is also very, very critical, because the budget, the space allotment is also very challenging. And then reguided system. Suppose he is taking some beverage powders, freeze-dried beverages powder, how to reconstitute in the orbit, that is also there. And then waste disposal bag. The waste, after consuming these food packets, he has to put into some waste disposal, because 7 days or 10 days crew mission, there should not be any off flavor or off water development in this mission. So we provide the waste disposal bags. So these are some of the criteria, quality criteria we have given here. And then we provide like fat, protein, carbohydrate. Normally we provide carbohydrate around 55 to 60% the total energy. 2750 plus 1 or 150 kilocalories, the thumb rule we are now, because as per the BMI index, what we have taken from the IIM, that 2750 plus or minus we are providing, apart from the protein, carbohydrate, and then fiber, and then omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. And then of course, since it is a short duration mission, we are not much focusing on the vitamins and minerals, but we are providing these things. This is the heating mechanism. The power is drawn from the crew, what you call the module itself. The food products will be heated in this heating device, which is undergoing the qualification criteria. The food products will be heated 55 to 60 degree. There is a provision that the astronauts themselves can monitor the temperature, or the ground station themselves can, from the ground also they can control whether the astronaut has switched on or switched off these things, because we have the ground monitoring system. And then this is what I was mentioning about the liquid delivery system. This will be provided with the PP polypropylene spouted pouches. Whenever he want to consume the beverages like coffee, tea, or the fruit juices like pineapple juice or the mango juice, he has to fix this adapter into the pouches. Then he can open the valve, and then he can completely consume these beverages as without any spillage in the group modules. And this is for the regradation of the fruit powders. And this is what the food waste recycling bag. after consuming the food pouches, because normally we provide the mini meals. We are not providing the 200 gram or 300 gram pouch capacity. We are providing around 100 and 125 gram pouches like suji alwa, or vegetable pulao, or chicken biryani, or mutton pulao, because we have around 40 food products. Already in the phase 1, we have completed the trial or the evaluation with the astronauts. 4 astronauts, they are undergoing the training at IIM Bangalore. So we have conducted the first phase of trial, and then based on the feedback, there are a lot of improvements we have done. So these food products, now it is qualified for nutritional microbiological evaluation. The food pouches, suppose 100 gram food packet, if he is not able to consume maybe 50 gram or 60 gram, then after 60 gram, that pouches he will be putting in this pouches which is having antimicrobial and anti-odor scavenging system. The food will not undergo any spoilage up to 7 to 10 days. That again, this evaluation has been done. And then again, this packaging material also has been tested for the flammability and other critical criteria, because the whatever we are talking, the life support system for the crew, for the astronauts, is very, very challenging. So here I will conclude with this talk. Thank you very much.